Hello guys, welcome to Two Latin Brothers podcast, also known as T.L.B.P. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
And on a short time, but we made it happen. I brought a guest, I had two guests.
Well, actually, for context, I think we should point out that we're actually at your school recording because we don't have any other time to get this done and it needs to go up by Friday. And it's incredibly echoey in here, so I'm sorry. I'll see if I can fix that. If not, I'm sorry. You're going to have to live with that.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to fix that. So, to introduce our guest, if you would like to introduce yourself.
I'm Alayna.
Pretty straightforward. So, Alayna, obviously, she's my guest. And
also, you should probably say it's episode 20.
Yeah, it's episode 20. It's a short time. I don't know what to do.
Hopefully you didn't get it wrong this time, like every other episode.
Oh, she noticed.
So she's actually listening to it.
Exactly.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to have questions.
Yes, I'm supposed to have questions.
Yes.
But I'm not going to ask the question we always ask because it's kind of obvious. We're at your school, so I'm not going to ask that question. So I guess I'll just jump right in and ask, what are your hobbies?
I dance a lot, and I draw, and I learn languages.
And you learn like how many currently?
Well, I know 3, and I'm learning Spanish.
You know 3, and you're learning Spanish.
Yup.
Okay. Well, that's something. I mean, no, that's really it. Honestly, it's that straightforward.
Yes.
Wow.
I learn languages because I don't know what to do with my life.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That took a really morbid turn.
Yeah.
No. What some of your friends, not gonna lie, they're kind of like I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I know. But
all right then. Since you do a lot of drawing, what kind of drawing?
I draw like faces. And people always ask me who it is, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just a face.
So you just draw...
I just draw faces.
So just faces?
Yeah.
Have you drawn his face?
No, I don't draw people. I draw faces of people in my imagination. I can't draw like actual people.
I do the same.
Like if
people
I was
are just like, who's that?
So you draw fake people?
Yeah. Like I make them up in my head.
Every artist
is there like
at one point.
Is there like a do you like upload these to the internet or like...
No.
No.
I make a lot of fan art though for Billie Eilish.
Okay.
Yep.
Well then.
And other people that I like. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. So
I apologize if you hear a drum set in the background.
That's
okay. Stay quiet for 2 seconds. Go. Okay. I'm sure they can hear that. Anyway. What was I gonna say? I was like, oh, you were saying you do dancing. What kind of dancing?
I do hip-hop and contemporary.
Hip-hop and contemporary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do the dance program here, so we kind of do a little bit of everything. But outside of school, I only do dance.
It's only a school.
I'm going to have to censor that. Like, I don't even know anymore. Everything's going, like, this episode is so impromptu, so all over the place. Like, I don't even know what we're doing anymore.
It's all good.
Like, you didn't even know I was going to be on.
I honestly didn't even think we'd have an episode this week. That's how impromptu this is.
Yeah.
Because he was sick all week, and then he was supposed to talk with someone yesterday. He didn't come to school yesterday, and then today I'm like, last night he's like, just come during lunch. I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna figure
and she's like, I don't want to do it, and I'm just like, I'm like,
'cause I'm really shy, and I didn't want to do it, but then he made me.
But I mean, it's just like a convetion. Just ignore this part.
Yeah.
I mean, also, it's also the very first time I'm meeting you. Mm-hmm. Well, sort of.
Sort of. You've seen
sort
me
of.
a lot on
FaceTime.
And
it's like that gray area. It's like I know who you are. I know what you look like.
You know of me, but you don't.
I just
know
don't
me
actually know. Yeah,
talked.
that. See, that's the thing with him. Like all my friends that he's met on the podcast, he's actually met at one given point in time when he was a lot younger. So whether he remembers or not, they remember him, and they're like every time when they'll leave later on, texting me be like, "Yo, your brother's actually grown like a lot." I'm like, "What? Time stopped for some reason?"
Yeah, because this is like off the top.
Who cares?
But
Keep going.
When I was I coached during the summer.
Okay.
And so I went back to my old gymnastics place. And anyway,
okay.
And they like the kids there. I used to do gymnastics like with them, or I used to coach them. And now they're like a lot older, and I'm like, what happened? I remember you as like a 4-year-old.
Yeah, no, I used to work at a summer camp where they actually taught like all these different languages, and like all these really important kids there, like embassy kids type stuff. And I remember that there was this one girl. She was 6 years old when I was doing that 6 years ago, and now she's like his age. And I ran into her the other day, and she's like, "Hey, hi," and I was just like, "Who are you?" Like, I don't know who you. I don't remember. And then she's like, the summer camp, and I was like, "Oh, damn, you grew."
It's like you were like whining all the time.
No, it's really bizarre. Like, also, I'll run into parents of kids from that camp. It's always the most awkward thing because they'll just give me like that stare, like, I know you from somewhere. And as soon as I see them, they haven't really changed. I'm like, I know who you are. I'm like, you're so-and-so's mother. But yeah, you gotta love all the background noise. There's so much background noise here.
It's only a high school.
It's only a high school.
Only a high school.
I mean, next time, I'm just gonna like walk into like the English department and ask for like a room.
We should have just gone to the principal's office. We should have gone to the principal's office.
She wouldn't have let us use it. Also, because
she's not in there right now during lunch.
Where is she?
She's roaming the halls,
really?
making sure kids are being kids.
Oh, so you mean to tell me that? Okay, never mind. I'm not even gonna get into that.
She would have let us, honestly, because the bells don't even ring in the office either.
Really?
So it wouldn't.
It would have worked.
Noise.
Oh my god, guys, why didn't you think?
I'm sorry.
I asked you where should we go, and you're like this way.
Well, that was him.
That was me.
So
this just occurred to me now.
Okay, look, it doesn't matter. We're like
we're in this already. Unless you want to cut real quick.
No, we're not gonna cut. We don't have time to cut.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? So what?
Okay, that's just to throw you off. Okay,
yeah.
Continue.
So there's a lot of things going through. I got a lot to do today, and this is like I'm cramming this in today.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
what was I saying? Saying some. No, now.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite.
Yes. What's your favorite color?
This is slowly turning into an interview where she interviews you.
Yes. Clearly.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color. I'm wearing it.
Which one? Green.
Green.
They can't see it. You're just like, I'm wearing.
What's your favorite color?
You already know that.
What is it?
It's blue.
Okay, well they don't know that.
Well, like that's my favorite color,
that.
but overall, like in terms of shade, I'm a black guy. If I could wear black on black on black on black on black on black, I would do it.
She's living the life.
She's wearing charcoal gray.
Okay, but this is
not
like,
black.
Okay, black and black, whatever. But my favorite colors are red and black because I just like it. That's that.
There's this whole thing about this whole thing about color science and why people like certain colors, and usually it has to do a lot with like super repressed feelings. So like deep down inside, since he likes blue, he's like super sad inside. Like in your case, you're just super mad at the universe for who knows whatever reason.
Yes, I am.
Right? So like in my case, I'm just clearly like super humble deep down. When I'm trying not to be humble, I'm trying to brag all the time. So here we are. Like it's just the way life is. Like. Apparently that's how it is, according to psychology. Not that I would know, but yeah.
Okay.
I what?
Never mind. You're supposed to ask questions.
Yes, so I know, but I mean, you changed the roles
on me. This is the first
time
this happens, where the person takes
That's what I do. That's the way I am. I just kind of, if there's an awkward silence, I'm like,
you take
hey,
charge.
So what do you like to do in your spare time?
Okay, I'll actually answer that. I'm kind of I'm a closeted nerd. Let's call it that. Like I'm that guy who spends his time watching lots of anime. I do a lot of coding.
She doesn't like anime.
Really? Okay.
She despises anime.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said that.
No, but he's like that too. So I don't know why you're friends.
What do you mean? I love anime. What do you mean? I'm like
no. That's what I'm saying. That's like he's just like me, basically almost a carbon copy of me. If not, he's trying to turn into me. You say that, but I know you. Anyway, so what do you watch? She'd be like a lot of YouTube.
Yeah.
Netflix.
But I don't actually watch anything. Like I'm a very boring person. I spend like a lot of my time dancing, and then when I'm not dancing, I'm sleeping or I'm eating or I'm sleeping.
Okay, now there's a bass guitar.
Okay, just stop calling out.
I'm sorry.
Okay, look. Okay,
it's just a bunch of things.
Okay, for context, I think the audience should know we're in the section of the school where the music department is.
Which is a great idea.
Which was, I don't know why it was a great idea.
I don't know.
Anyway, look. Okay, so we're here, and there's like all this like instrumental stuff going on in the background, and we're trying to get this done. So here we are.
Yeah. It made sense to me. There's a bunch of audio tech.
I mean, at least we didn't miss a week, right?
Yeah.
So is that.
Ow. Sorry, that's probably really loud.
It like echoed in here.
Yeah, it did.
Like you could even see the line of it in like the recording. Anyway,
you really should have prepared questions.
I was gonna ask, like, you know, like the dancing thing, because I already knew she danced, but like she kind of like super summarized it. She didn't get into it, so that's fine. But I'm gonna cut all of this out now. So what you were saying? You just sleep, eat, and dance.
And I do art, and like I'd like to say that I do homework, but I don't. But I mean, I sometimes do, and I don't do tutoring, but I get tutored because I'm dumb. And
you know, it's only like, I don't know, like 30 people are gonna hear this, so
like right after.
Yeah. So no, what was I gonna say? That's, I don't think you should call yourself dumb. That's not good.
I'm not dumb.
No, like.
Who said that?
You did. I'm just saying what you
discreetly tries to avoid it. I didn't say that. What are you talking about?
I'm like, what is she doing right now? What is she trying to flip it on me? Like, what?
Yeah. Did you just call her dumb?
So just call
everything.
me
dumb. Fat?
No. What?
Just like everything turns around on her.
Okay, like real talk though, that's a trap. If a girl ever asks if something looks good on her, whatever you say, she's gonna get mad. Even if you tell her it looks good on her, she'll be like, well, it looks too big on me, or it looks too tight on me, or I'm too overweight, or I'm too skinny, or whatever. That's a straight up trap.
That is a trap.
It's a trap. Yeah, or like also like.
I'm not like that though. I don't ask because I know that that's just mean. But I know a lot of girls that are
ask.
like, what?
You ask. If something looks
yes,
good.
but I don't.
You ask.
I don't do the thing where I'm like, does this like make me look fat, like in a trap
Okay,
way?
yeah.
I just ask, like, does this look good on me? And then if you say no, I'm like, cool. It's not a trap. I'm not like.
I remember when I was in grade 12. This one time, this girl asked me something, and I remember all I said was, "This is a trap," and I walked away. And she's like, "But I need an answer." I'm like, "No, that's a trap. No, that's a trap. I'm not falling into this." But like, there's like a ton of questions like that girls ask that are like a trap. It's just straight up.
Yeah.
I don't like playing into that because that's, again, it's a trap.
It's a trap. Yep.
Literally, sometimes she's talking to girls is a trap.
I mean, girls are confusing. I'll admit it. Like, being a girl is confusing. And
like,
then,
she's like, I
wait,
myself.
you think being a girl is confusing?
Yes.
Imagine being a guy.
Yeah, I know. Trying to figure out what girls mean. Like, oh, I'm fine. What?
We all know you're not fine.
No, but then sometimes we are fine and we're saying we're fine, but then you say, like, are you fine? And then we say,
like,
like, we're
sure?
fine. And then if we say we are, then you don't believe us, but then you make us not fine.
Because every other time,
us
no,
by saying we're not fine.
No, because
because
every other time you said you were fine, you weren't actually fine,
and
you got mad that I didn't ask if you were fine. You see what I'm saying? Like this
yeah,
is
it's confusing.
like, I mean, it's like also like the other thing is like I love when like you're on the bus or something and you see this guy totally flirting with this girl. And he's just has no idea what's going on. Like he's like completely blind to it. And I remember this one time I was on the bus and this girl, she was flirting with this guy so hard. Like everyone on the bus was like shipping them. And then the girl gets off and he just says, "Okay, bye." Like that's all he said. And then I remember being like, "Bro, what's the matter with you?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "How old are you?" And he's like, "I'm 17. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And you don't even know how to identify when a girl's flirting with you. You're doomed. And he's like, "A girl's flirting with me?" I'm like, "She just got off the bus."
She just flew away.
And he's just like, "Oh, but we're just friends." And I'm like, "Oh, so you don't like her that way?" He's like, "Yeah." And then I'm like, "That's sad. That's awkward."
He's trained his brain not to see it as coming.
No,
that way.
like there's like, what is it like how the friend zone doesn't actually exist?
It doesn't exist.
That's just a plot.
It is a plot.
That's just some made up legend. And she's like, "I disagree. It's totally real."
It's real. Like, I don't know. It's real.
Okay, so picture one of your closest friends, okay? Picture whether they're a guy or a girl, whatever, I don't care, right? But say like, you friend zone that person, right? Let's just say it. You two are on a stranded island and you guys find out that you're the only two human beings left on Earth. Mm-hmm. You think nothing's gonna happen?
Well, So technically, okay.
Biologically,
if I was in a relationship at the time, and then my like boyfriend had just died, and then this person that I had friend zoned was like, "I like you," like we're the last people. I'd be like, "No, you're in the friend zone. Okay, we're dying. I don't care."
We're dying.
Because I'd be in mourning for my boyfriend.
I'd give it a year. I'd give it a year. You know why?
We would die.
No, I'd give it. I'd give it a year.
All humanity would end here.
No, I'd give it a year. You know why? Because like biologically, your brain is just trained for that. Like honestly, like you enter.
What if they were ugly?
You know what? Actually, this is something very interesting. A lot of people don't know this. You're not attracted to someone's looks most of the times. You're actually attracted to the hormone that they give off called pheromones. Like, so they could be like, it's just like this, like, it's like a chemical reaction. That's literally what love is or attraction is. It's just a chemical reaction. So when you like someone, it's not because you like how they look or how they, it's nothing to do with how they smell. It's just this chemical reaction that your chemicals work with their chemicals, and it's just, that's it. That's all it is. It's very simple and very straightforward. It's why you see a lot of the good guys attracted to girls that are way less good looking than they are. You see
girls attracted to guys that are way less good looking than they are.
Exactly, right? And you're like, she could do so much better. Like, what is she doing? Why is she with this guy? Right? Like, right? So that's really what it is. So looks has nothing to do with it.
She's just like nodding.
Yeah, she's just nodding. She's just like, I don't care.
No,
I really don't care. I just don't care.
Actually, what you just did right now, when you turned away, the echo actually worked. So like the sound is probably going to sound like.
I was just trying to get that effect. Thanks for pointing it out.
Sorry, it's really good.
I used to practice in this room. Well, me and like 7 other people.
That's why it's called a practice room.
Yes. No. I mean, like, no. We would practice, but it's always been a guitar room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like now,
this is where the guitar class is, right? Yeah. See, I know things.
Yeah. Well, technically, there's a whole row of guitars.
You see all these computers here?
Don't see all these computers.
No, okay, well, I'm talking to you. When I was in this room, I remember that none of the computers were, like, anywhere close to what they are now. So when I was here, like, you'd hit the power button, you'd walk into class and hit the power button, and then sit down, and then the teacher would talk for, like, 30 minutes. And then you'd go to the computer.
Oh, we still do that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, like one time I would turn on one of the computers in not this room, but in a different room, and it took all period for it to just like upload.
No,
it was like
the computer nearest to me. I pressed the power button, left the class, came back during lunch, and it was still loading.
Wait, so you mean to tell me that it's like the old internet where you had to wait like
15
minutes for like Google to load?
They haven't changed the computers or anything.
They're not the same ones.
They're
from
not
when
the same ones, but they're still
just from like 6 years ago when I was taught in this room. They're not the same ones.
They don't care if they're good. They just care that they're cheap. So they just buy bad.
They want to make them look functional. It doesn't mean they actually have to work though.
Hey guys, let's stop bashing the computers in the school.
They're bad.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to get the principal on the podcast. This is gonna work out.
It's actually true.
Okay. No.
But I mean, at least they have Chromebooks now. Those are.
See, I didn't have that. What is it? Like you guys got Wi-Fi here? The year I left the high school, they had just put in the Wi-Fi, and it was I'm sure it's bad now, but it was even worse then because you could literally take a step on your phone and you'd disconnect. Like you'd be like, I'm connected, and then you'd get up to walk away and your phone would disconnect. That's how bad it was. So I'm assuming it's at least you can stay connected. It just it takes forever to load or whatever.
I mean, it's not that bad actually.
Seriously?
The Wi-Fi's not bad.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so lucky. You guys are
it's only bad at some parts in school. Like in the dance studio, it sucks.
Because you're underground?
Yeah, or like...
And there's like a layer of like concrete over you.
Yeah, but that's why.
Like what is it? That's why. See, at the college I go to, there's this building that it looks like a prison. Just straight up, it looks like a prison.
Old school.
And okay, no, it looks like a prison. And part of the building, if you walk out of a class and like walk over like the door frame, you disconnect from the internet, and then like your phone will reconnect to like the outside, and then if you walk back into the class, you'll disconnect and then reconnect again. It's really funny. So like this one time I was downloading like something onto my phone, and I walked out of the class and the like download just cut. And what are we looking at?
I thought there was someone.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, she looked and I'm just
she looked and then you looked and then I'm like, I'm trying to lean
was...
forward so I can see what's going on.
For context, she thought there was somebody walking outside of the
There
room.
was, but then they left because that's what walking does. It moves you. I thought they were there again. Anyway.
Okay.
ADHD, sorry. Anyway, continue.
I mean, we had a teacher here. His name was Mr. I'm not going to say his name. But there was a teacher.
Mr. We'll call him Mr.
Anyway, he had this thing where he would hang a pair of keys on like one side of the class, like the very first day. He hung like a pair of keys on one side of the class and then walked to the other side of the room. It's like all the people still staring at the keys. I know they're the ones who aren't going to pass my class because they're not going to pay attention to me. It's like, ooh, shiny. I'm like, that's a great test. Honestly, every teacher should do that to know all the kids who are going to struggle in their class.
I mean, anyone's gonna wonder why he just went over to the wall and hung keys on the wall, like,
and then walked to
looking at it, being like, what? Why?
The significance is like,
why.
is he talking on like a metaphorical, like with the keys and the?
I feel like it's not even English class.
It's like Chinese 101. No, there were all these like interesting things he did, and I remember I just gotta love the background music.
It's just band practice.
It's great. Is it band practice?
No, it's because we have the school has like multiple bands, and
like
then
17?
students are just like, let's make our own band.
What is that screeching sound?
A guitar that is being used by a broken amp.
I just don't know what they're doing.
Or I should. No, never mind. Just
okay. Ignoring that entirely now. No, one of the things that I was gonna say was that I think it's interesting how actually I can't remember what I was gonna say because the whole band thing.
You find it interesting how nothing.
Yeah, I forgot honestly. Like it just.
I was gonna ask a question. I was gonna ask a question. Do you play any instruments?
Okay, let's get into that. I started with just like I'm gonna lean back here. Okay, so I started playing the alto saxophone when I was 12, and then the same year I started playing the clarinet, the flute, the trombone, the trumpet, and then I kind of went away from it, and then I got to grade 9, and I started playing the soprano sax, the tenor sax, the baritone saxophone. And then I did some more experimenting with a cello and a violin, and then I got to grade 10, and I was only playing the alto saxophone at that point. And then when I got to grade 11, I took guitar, and then I learned how to play the guitar. And then in by the time I got to grade 11, I was only playing the guitar, trumpet, and saxophone.
Oh, only.
Yeah, that's all. Like I play now. I could definitely still pick up a flute and play like a B flat scale. Like literally any instrument in that room, I could pick it up and play a B flat scale.
I could do that right now too.
But it's just like an organization of notes. For simple context,
an organized strand that goes up and down.
That's really it. Okay, so when it comes to music, you see where he gets it from.
Yeah.
Our whole family is very musically oriented.
My whole family is like very everything. Like my dad is an artist. My mom sings and she plays guitar. My dad plays guitar. They actually used to be in a band. Anyway, my sister does everything. She dances and sings and acts and draws and plays everything. And yeah, I do everything except I don't act. I'm very shy.
So you sing. She's like, dang it.
I mean,
she's like, that was a trap.
I do, but I'm shy, so I don't sing for anyone ever.
You know what's interesting? A lot.
Trust me, I've asked her to sing.
No. Honestly, a lot of the really most famous singers, all of them say that they're super shy and super nervous when they have to sing, and that's what they do for a living. So it's like me. I remember I used to be like. Okay. When I was younger, I used to be like super quiet, super antisocial, like to the point where I thought of myself as invisible, like just straight up invisible. Like I wouldn't talk to anybody. And then I had a teacher tell me that if I didn't start talking, I would die alone with 37 cats. You can laugh, it's okay. I was in grade 7 when she told me that. She was also the drama teacher. And then, yeah.
I had a great drama teacher.
Well, no, she really pushed me a lot to talk more and be more open. And I'm now like 21 and I'm still not that open.
Yeah.
So
But she did something.
I mean, whatever.
I mean, you have a podcast. So.
Oh, but no one can see me. That's right. Like you could just hear my voice. Like, you have no idea how many times like I talk to my friends on the phone. I talk to my friends more on the phone than over text because I literally hate texting. I genuinely don't like texting people because there's no real connection. Like it's just like neutral mood all the time. Like emojis are great and all, but like. It's not this,
there's lol.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, like we all go, like we like say something terrible and then go LOL. Like, like my day was super depressing today. LOL.
It's
just a hype in the mood.
No, that's actually morbidly dark.
Hyping. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I can't English.
Can someone check the time?
It's
okay, we have time. Okay. No, what was I gonna say? How yeah, no, I don't like texting, so I'd rather call people. So yeah, I mean, so doing this is not that different. Like, and in person, as you can see, I'm having an actual conversation.
Yeah.
Well, deep down inside, I'm trembling like a little girl, but that's not the point. Like, that's
why does
just,
it have to be a girl?
I'm
just joking. Are you saying girls are weak?
No.
Are you saying that?
I put emphasis on the little part, so like a 4-year-old, maybe like a 3-year-old, let's just say a little boy or girl.
Okay,
is that
whatever.
better for you? Does that make you feel better?
She was
sarcastic.
I know.
The way that we were talking about the trap thing, anyway.
I know.
Yeah.
This whole podcast is a trap.
Yeah.
We're turning it into a trap.
This is gonna be a really interesting episode because
I feel like you're gonna go back to listen back to yourself.
I'm gonna listen back and I'm gonna be like, ew, my voice. I hate my voice.
Actually, I had a friend who, like, the last guest we had on, she was saying how, like, she couldn't listen, like, she tried to listen to it, but she's like, I can't listen to my own voice. I'm like, you have no idea. I have to hear it over when I'm editing it at least 3 to 4 times when I do the edit. So, like, I'm used to hearing my own voice now. And, like, according to my father, I don't know, but he says I change my voice when I talk on the podcast. I don't think I do, but to each their own. But and then I have people who tell me, you sound so real on the podcast. I'm like, because I'm the one talking? Or like, they're like, you sound so genuine. I'm like, because I'm not going to be me on the podcast. Like, what are you saying?
It's like, I'm portraying this persona.
Yeah, no. And then there are other people who are like, I never knew you were such a nerd, man. Like, oh my gosh. They're like, you act all cool and fly all the time. And then you're like, I watch anime and I like code on the side.
Yeah, I don't know what I was going to say. I was going to say something, but I forgot because my little ADD brain doesn't keep anything for more than 2 seconds. Anyway, yeah, I don't remember. You have to ask questions. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know how many questions I've asked at this point.
You have like none. But go. I don't know. Anyways.
No. Okay. I mean, we never got into like. What else was I gonna ask?
Wait, you were gonna ask a question, but then you're just like, we're in school.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna ask how you guys met, but like we're at the school, so one can assume you guys met at the school.
Well, we did, but we met through his friend's friend.
Yeah.
Because I danced with his friend's friend.
So her.
Yes, I danced with.
I
know. And then she knows his friend, and then I met him because I was walking with her.
You're struggling really hard not to say these names.
I know. I mean,
you can say T.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Like, say Thomas. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You can say Thomas.
I met. Okay. I'm just gonna restart. So I met him through my friend who's friends with Thomas, and I was walking with her and Thomas, and then he was there, and I was like, hey. And that's how we met.
Yep. What a great story.
Great story.
I know.
It's kind of confusing the first time, but like,
yeah.
No,
I tend to do things.
Like a lot of my friends are like, we're trying to remember, and like some of the stories of how we met are like Like, what is it? One friend, he remembers exactly what he said to me, and I'm like, I have no recollection of this. Just no recollection.
Like, what's it called? Greg, when you brought him on, he's like, I remember the first sentence I said to you.
We were talking about this, and you said that you remember the first time we talked, and I was like, I don't remember this at all.
Oh yeah. So I was saying how there was this one time she recollects that we were outside the dance studio, and that's her first memory of us actually starting to talk. But I have this memory before where she was waiting for the bus, and I started talking. Well, you were the one who called me over, and we started talking. And then we just continued talking, and then your bus came and you left. And
I do not remember that. Totally I remember you standing with this guy, and then I came over to you and I was like, "Hi," and then you didn't even know me then. I can't even say who, so you can't know who I'm talking about.
I think I know.
But it's a guy with a red shirt that has a Mickey Mouse thing on it.
Okay, I know who that is.
Yeah, and so you were over there and you were talking with him, and I just came over and I was like, "Hey." Yeah. But we didn't really talk because you kind of gave me like, who are you?
But is it like a lot of my friends say that like every time there's a few people that when I came to this because I switched high schools, so when I came to this school for the first time, I already knew some people because they had gone to elementary school with me. But I didn't befriend any of those people again. And then I'm just like, you're all dead to me. I'm gonna go find new friends.
Yeah, I used to live not here, so I moved to.
I love how you're like, I used to live not here.
Because I can't say
you lived at this school.
No, I can't say like.
You didn't live in this town.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I moved here, 5 years ago, and then I went to a Catholic school, and then I was like, bye, and I went into
Catholic.
and then I went into public school, and then I went there in grade 7, so they had all been there from kindergarten, so they all knew each other since kindergarten, and I was like, I don't know any of you.
But isn't it's really funny. When I was in grade 8, I had a friend who. Hopefully I can get in touch with him somehow so he can be on the podcast. But he started in the middle of grade 8. And I remember we were talking about they were trying to pick a valedictorian for our graduation in grade 8, which I think is kind of dumb, but anyway. So they pick him, and he had only been at the school for 5 months. And we're all like, why? And then later on, a teacher realized it. She's like, oh my gosh. She's like, you have nothing to say about these people. It was really funny because he barely knew us. He still barely knew us because he had just shown up. It was really funny because there were people who had been at the school because the school would go from kindergarten all the way to grade 8. And there are people who had been there. There were 7 of us who had been from kindergarten all the way to grade 8 in that school, which is crazy.
Anyway,
I think the mic heard you.
Yeah, it's okay. I hate those guys.
But a lot of people don't like those people.
Okay, so what is it? On my way here, there was this guy. I was waiting for them outside, and there was this guy who was he grabbed one of those pylon things and was so they grabbed one of those pylon things, those things that they'd a weight, and he was just whipping it around at someone. And then one of them turned around and he recognized me and he's just like, yo, stop. He was just like, stop, bro. He stopped.
I've made it known to people that you're my brother.
No, but other people, I've met most of them because, whatever. But a lot of people, when they recognize you, they're attitude changed. Yo, I got, he knows people. He knows everyone. Yeah.
When I listen to your podcast, I can't tell the difference between your voice and Victor's voice.
If you want, I can change my voice so that I can be higher.
Oh my gosh, stop that, please. That's disgusting.
No, but I can't tell the difference.
Just make it lower.
No, a lot of people tell us that. It's kind of hard to tell the difference. And I'm I don't know. I think I'm going to have to
Yeah, I can't tell the difference.
I'm going to have to beat my own throat and change my voice.
Victor, and then you talk, and then Adrian, and then you talk. So people know the difference.
Yeah,
I can't tell.
It's before we start talking, we should say our name. It's Victor. Okay, so what happened?
No, I'm trying to figure out because our voices in person do sound differently, right?
Yeah.
So.
That's the bell.
Okay. Well.
Okay, guys. Well, that's the cue for us to having to go. This has been Two Latin Brothers podcast. If you'd like to plug yourself, your Instagram or whatever you want. No. Okay.
Okay. So no plug.
We'll catch you on the next one.
If you wanna, I don't know. Okay.
You can follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Just link in the description for everything. We don't really have time for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.